Good morning, Zainab.
Good morning,
And happy
Andy.
birthday in advance.
Yeah, thank you. And amazing conversation there, yeah,
Thank you.
about
Over to
young people
you.
doing amazing things.
All right.
All right. Yeah, we are now on the climate chat segment of the weekend show, and I am here to tell you a lot this week about the Circular Economy Strategy Week. This is where we get to have conversations around how climate change is widening the gap of inequality in Nigeria and beyond. My name is Zainab Adetola. And this week, we're talking about something very, very important, which is the Circular Economy Strategy Week, where we get to take a look at how we are recycling, reusing, and also upcycling, right? When you talk about climate change in the environment and taking actions to solve climate problems, it is important to understand that there has to be like a system where we move from how we are advocating or trying to ensure that people do not waste items to going further and ensuring that we are able to reduce, reuse, and then recycle some of the items that we use in the system. I also think that it's very important to mention that in doing this, it extends beyond our personal lives, our homes and communities to how it's to how we are able to, just ensure that we are extending it and then going into the economy in itself. How can we go beyond? How can we go beyond what we do in our personal homes to the economy, to government, to private organizations, and all that? My guest on the show today is Sunday Sholanke. He is the CEO and co-founder of PetPoint Technology. He'll be talking to us about circular economy and also talking to us about the Circular Economy Strategy Week, which held in Lagos about 2 weeks ago. Good morning, Sunday. Can you kindly unmute? All right. If you can hear me, Sunday, please unmute. Yes. All right. Amazing. Sunday, can you hear me now? Oh, great. Good to have you this morning. Okay, for some reasons, it's a struggle to hear you, but if you can hear me, please kindly unmute. It'll be talking to us basically about the circular economy, what it means, how we can foster a circular economy, what circular economy means for a sustainable society, and what it takes for us as a nation dealing with other developmental challenges to be able to go from point A to point Z in terms of building a circular society. And also in terms of, what will this mean for businesses across board? If Sunday is with us now, I would like to, have you say hello so that we can start this conversation. All right, we're still waiting for Sunday to join us, but, I think it's very important to mention that with circular economy, the idea is to ensure that things continue to revolve around and we are not wasting any item, anything at all, be it in terms of the resources that we use or in terms of how we transact, or in terms of how we exchange goods and services. Everything revolves around and is that's movement from, it's a 360. That's the simplest way to just, nail it. It's a 360 and we are able to do this. So Sunday, we are glad to have you this morning and to have this conversation with you. All right.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Technology doing its thing there. But, let's have this conversation. You were in Lagos about 2 weeks ago for the Circular Economy Strategy Week. I've said quite a lot already, but as someone that is deeply in the climate space, who has been into recycling for donkey years, since I've known you, I would like you to tell us a little bit about what we mean when we say we have a circular economy. What does the ideal circular economy look like?
Okay, so it's just simple. So let me say good morning first to Zainab. Nice seeing you again after a lot of years seeing each other. So this is very nice hearing from you. And so for me, climate change is just simple. It's just telling us that before now, what we have is the linear economy, where we take, we use, and we dispose. But the circular economy is telling you, let us take, let us use, and let us reuse those material back and loop it back into the economy itself, so that it doesn't go and being dumped into the dump site like we know before now. So we're saying, let's take those materials, they can be used. Can we sustain them more in the ecosystem more than just one single use? That's what climate is all about. So can we take a material? Is it that cloth? So can we buy fashion, the clothes that women wear? can we make use of them? After being use of them, can we transfer them back and transfer them back into the system instead of just taking them into the dumping ground? So that's the circular economy just means. So just saying, can we use our material more? Can we sustain them more in the ecosystem and just one single use? Simple. Thank you.
Okay, that sums it up quite nicely. Instead of disposing, use these things more, reuse them, recycle them, reduce the amounts that you even use in the first place. But tell us, that strategy week that held in Lagos, what was it all about? I know you brought about stakeholders from the government, from the civil society, and also climate advocates together to have that conversation about how we can strategize for Nigeria's economy to become circular. So how did that go? Tell us a bit about how that went and what the outcomes of that meeting was.
Okay, so basically the program was to develop the national strategy for Nigeria on circular economy, and it was organized by the Dutch consulate in Lagos with the EU in partnership, and CIP were the one. So majorly we focused on the program was specialized on waste to energy, agriculture, e-waste, and waste management. And normally, so the week actually offers a lot of exchange and collaboration opportunity between Netherlands and Nigeria, and also allows us to also look at the opportunity and policy dialogue which we can create together as stakeholders in that sector itself, and tell also what are the things we should see as a private sector, person in that sector. What are the things we think the government should put in place that will enable that sector to be widely acceptable in Nigeria, and so that everyone can key in and say that it is what everybody needs inside itself, and not just governments just doing their own thing, but also doing their own thing. So it's one of like a collaboration where government is saying, let's come together, let's look at the policies together, let's formulate together, and let's work together, and let's implement together. That's what the whole week is all about.
All right. So what were the outcomes of that meeting, and what are the next steps in terms of individuals, organizations, be it public or private organizations, and then the society as a whole, the Nigerian society? What are the next steps in achieving a circular economy?
Okay, so like I said earlier, so during the strategy week, we have people in different sectors. So for me, I work in the e-waste sector because I wanted to learn something new. So I wanted to see what are the challenges in the e-waste sector too. And from our findings, we discovered that the e-waste sector is actually becoming another big epidemic that might come up in a couple of years as well too, because we have so many electronic waste in the system, which nobody's even talking about. So we know we have people talking about plastic waste. Yeah, it's there already. But we don't have much people talking about the e-waste sector. So it shows your phones, your laptops, your gadgets, our solar inverters, our washing machines. What happened to them after we've used them? Where did they go to? Where did they end up into? I was discovering that where a lot of people in that sector who don't even understand how that sector works. So what do we see to all those local guys who we call informal sectors who just go around, pick those materials, remove the valuables, and releases the other chemicals into the environment, which affects both human, we ourselves, the community, and also the company itself in the long run. So that's some of the things we were able to see. And even during the week as well too, we also went into one of the startups in that sector, which operates in Lagos, to go and see what they are doing. And we're able to say that, so that's actually a sector that even Nigeria can also begin to key into. I said, fine, can I dispose my e-waste effectively? Can I dispose my waste effectively? Then can we shape policy? Then I go also look at investment. How can we begin investment into that sector? What are the form of sectors? What are the form of participants within that sector? And one of them is advocacy. How can other people know that they can dispose their waste responsibly as a citizens, as a corporate, and everybody in society itself? So that things we look at during the whole week and we're able to see. So from policy along along people, prosperity, and the planet as well. So we're looking at profit. So because it also has to make what we call economy of scales too. So as soon as we can drive the necessary investment to that sector. And again, people now have to also change their behaviors, be able to understand that if people have to be aware, fine, I suppose my waste,
all right.
either waste, either plastic waste in an effective and in a good
Thank
manner as
you.
well.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much. Quite insightful. People, planet, and policy. Then also you've opened my eyes to the need for us to talk about e-waste, which is a conversation we should
yes,
have on another
yeah,
episode of this segment. So thank you so much,
yeah.
Sholanka Sunday, for having this conversation with me. He is the founder, co-founder, and CEO of PetsPoint Technology and a very passionate climate advocate. Thank you for joining us on the Weekend Show. I will be glad to have you back some
Thank
other time.
thank you.
All right.